everyone.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Doctor.
Okay, how are you today?
Fine.
All right, we proceed our lecture. Let me share. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, right. So the next chapter is resources and activity. Okay, and the aims of this topic is student able to learn about the Android resources and activity. Okay. If you look at the Android Studio, okay, under resources folder, there are some component such as a string, okay, value, style, and so on. So we are going to discuss about that. And the expected outcome, student know all type of resources, okay, how to access the application resources, Android activity and life cycle, and also the action in a button. And you also can refer to the developer.android.com to see the detailed explanation. Okay. So Android activity. Activity is the code that work with a user interface screen defined by the view. Okay, we are using a view class, okay, in order to display the widget, okay, layout, and so on. And an Android application is made up of one or more activity. You can create more than one activity in your application. And activity layout is determined by few, okay, few classes, okay, and XML layout file contain a definition of the initial user interface of your application. Okay, it is located under resources directory. Okay. Then you can find the XML layout file. And the behavior is determined by Java code in the Java directory. Okay. Remember, when you open the Android Studio, there are 3 folders, okay, manifest, Java, and also resources. Okay, so resources contain, okay, the initial user interface of your application. Okay, for the behavior is determined in a Java code. Similar like a web page complete with HTML to determine the layout, the display layout, and the JavaScript to determine what it does, right? And application resources here is composed of code and resource. Yeah. So an application is composed of code and resources. So what is the resources itself? This is the definition. It is everything that is not code. Maybe it can be a layout file or XML file. Okay. Language pack here. And then images, okay, audio, okay, video file, and etc. So utilization of resources. Why it is important? Okay, to spread the data presentation. Okay, layout from the data management. Provide alternative resources to support specific device configuration. Okay, especially you have a different language pack. Of course, when you create the Android Studio, there are many diversity of the Android language, right? Specific, especially configuration. They have a different configuration. So you can use resources in order to translate, in order to change the language, okay, and so on. And it also used to recompile only when strictly needed. Okay. So sometimes you need it to recompile. Okay. So as you know that there are 24,000 different devices in 2018. Okay. Android device. Okay, it can be a glass, can be a TV, Android TV. Okay, and then smartphone. Okay, tablet, and then the others device. Okay, and there are many type of Android device here. You can imagine that it has a problem. Okay, an Android application might run on heterogeneous device with a different characteristic. Okay, they have a different size, screen size. Okay, language, maybe Chinese language, Bangladesh, India. Okay, and then they also have a different keyboard type. Okay, and also input device and etc. So this is the example. The same application layout with 8 button on the tablet. Okay, for the tablet, here you only can display a 6 button. The rest 7 button number 7 and button number 8 are not able to be displayed. Okay, and if you have a different tablet here with a higher resolution, okay, with a higher screen size, okay, and then you can display a different thing. So you can see the difference platform here, okay, so that when you design the mobile apps, okay, you have to consider about the screen resolution, and you can design your mobile apps for different resolution. Okay, let's say if your app will be run into the small screen size, so you can adjust the style of the button. Okay, so you can make it into you can use the linear layout. Okay, maybe you can limit let's say with the certain size you only can display maximum is 4 button, and the next button will be the next row. Okay, or you can use the relative layout. Okay, so you can resize the text button, let's say make it more smaller. Okay, depends on the resolution that you have. Yeah. And then another problem here is the Android application might run heterogeneous device, okay, with the different key. And the traditional solution here is forest all the alternative in the Java code. The code is full of if-else case. If you have a screen device, let's say 300 by 600, okay, so you can display only a certain part. Okay, only one row consists of let's say, for example, 4 buttons. Okay. Else, if okay, you have different screen size, okay, you can display maybe 5 or 6 okay, button. Okay. So you can make it control statement here inside the Java code. Make it code is full of if-else case, especially let's say you have a specific device type. For example, you have a 10 type of Android device, okay, with a different resolution, so you can make 10 if-else, yeah, for each cases, and recompile when need to change the layout and add a new language package. So you can request to what we call rebuild the application. Okay, once you detect the configuration of your devices with the certain specific screen size resolution, so you request the user to recompile so that you can adjust your application with a certain resolution. That one is a solution, yeah. Okay, and another solution, yeah, when you design the Android application, spread the code from the application resources. Okay, you can use a declarative XML-based approach to define resources such as image, file, layout, and the text, and etc. Okay, So this is the solution, especially if you want to run your application for different Android devices with the different resolution or different screen size. So you can add the control statement, and then also you can request to recompile. Okay, especially if you want to change the layout or add a new language package. For example, your application support Chinese language and India language. So maybe when you go to the let's say your application detect the Android device, the configuration is the device comes from the China, for example, then you can proceed the else if condition to translate all the content inside the application. Okay, here is you can imagine that you try to split, you try to spread between Java code and also the resources here. And the resources here, you may have XML layout file. Maybe you have a different layout file, device 1, with a certain resolution, device number 2, layout number 2 with the specific screen size, for example, like layout 3, layout 4, 5, based on the control statement. You also can provide the XML string file. For example, you may translate the content information of your mobile apps for different language, Italy, English, French, and etc. And you also can provide the animation file, and other resources such as style, a value, right? So you can add it into the resources. Then you can call it. You can call for XML, or you can call it for the Java code. Okay, and for its different resource alternative for different device configuration, especially screen resolution, language, input device, and so on. Okay, resources are defined in the resource folder of the project. Here, under resources, you have layout folder, value folder, and drawable folder. And here, basically, layout folder here is used to define your layout resolution, your screen size device. Okay, you may have more than one. So you can when inside your application, you can choose which layout that you prefer to display in your device. Value here, there is a string XML file. Here is stored. It is used to store the string value, so you can use these resources for your layout. You also can use for you can retrieve. You can get the data and send into the Java code. From the Java, you can retrieve the data. You can access the layout. You can access the value, string XML folder, and also the drawable. This is usually we use this drawable to store the image, icon, and logo, and so on. Right. Okay, this is the application resource definition. Animator means XML file that define a property animation, color, state the list color. Drawable is used to what we call XML file that are compiled into other resources. Layout, define the user interface layout, menu, raw, value, and XML file. Resources are defined in a declarative way through the XML. Each resources has a name or identifier. Example here is a string .xml contain all the text that the application use. For example, name of button, label, default text, and etc. When you declare, you may start with the string, For example, this is the you choose the string XML, and then here you want to store the resources that you want to use in the XML or in the Java file. Okay, so basically you can start by declaring a string here, okay, and then name equal to hello. Hello here is the keyword, okay, key that you want to something like identity. So you can call this hello, okay, in order to display hello world. Hello world here is the string value that we want to display, okay, and then close slash string. Okay, another one is the label button. Okay, insert your name, okay, and then close string. So this is the resources value. Okay, insert your username and hello world. Okay. And then the label button and hello is the resource name. Remember here, you need 3 elements. Okay, number one is the resource type, which is the string. Okay, and resource value. Resource name. Okay, which is you can declare hello or label button. Usually, when you want to access the value, so you can call resource name. Okay. And hello world, insert your name. Here is the resources value. All right. Okay. This is the application resource definition can be accessed in the Java code through the R class that work as a glue between the Java and the resources. You also can declare, okay, in the Java code like this, okay, public final class R, public static final class string, public static final integer hello. Hello is the resources name, okay, and this is the code, okay, are contain the resource ID for all the resources in the resources directory. Okay, you can call like this, okay. And it is automatically generated file, no need to modify it, and recreate it in case of change in the resource or directory. Let me show it to you. Yeah, example, I want to take this one. Okay, this one. Yeah? String name hello word and string. So let me share it to you like this example. I have a hello world like this. All right. Okay. This is the, and then in order to define the resources, you can click resources here, and then click value, and then you can click string value here. Example here, I have I create here string name hello. This is the resources name, okay, and then this is resources type. Okay, I save it at I use the resource type is string. If you have a color, you can access color or maybe style. Okay, let me show it to you example. Okay, and then this is the resources name. Okay, I wanna call hello like this, and this is the text that we want to display. Hello guys. Yeah. Okay, I can access in the XML into the Java file. Okay, example here. Okay, so when you create the what we call Android application, okay, and select the empty file. Okay, you call this function, okay, void on create. Okay, and then here in the Java file you can type a final string. Okay, this is the variable hello, or maybe I will change here. I maybe what you call name example, okay. And then equal to get resources. Okay, get resources here means you are trying to access here resources. Okay, but get string. Okay, with the R class you choose a string, folder string. This one R class here is the whole resources. Okay, dot string here, you access here, and then you dot hello means find the hello. This is the resources name. Okay, and then you will display hello guys here. Okay, so I pop up message here, toast make tag main activity dot this, and then this is name. And you can compile it like this. Can you see? Just let's say I make it length long. Yeah? I display those messages here. This is the temporary message. So hello guys here. Right. So I can access the string value from the resources here by this statement. Okay, get resources dot get string r class okay dot string hello. Any question? Hello everyone.
No question, Doctor.
Okay, right. So we proceed again. Where is it? This one. Okay, this is the application resources definition. Okay. Step 1, you need to declare resources. Okay, in the resources file, you can declare resources type, resources name, and this one is resources value, value that you want to display here. Okay, after that, step number 2. Here, access the resources through R class. Okay. This one is a Java code. Okay. You can use like this, or you can use like that I show it to you here. You just use this one. Okay. Get resources, get string R dot string dot hello. This one is more. I prefer to use this one compared to use this by defining this value, right? Okay. Actually, this one is for all resources. Yeah. When you declare this, okay, you are trying to find this what we call the value, okay, and then store into the hello. But remember, this one should be similar, string or integer. Here, example here is integer. Yeah. Sorry, this is when you want this one. If you declare an integer here, then you can use this one value. Okay, and then you can compile, then you can get the value. All right. Okay, so in the XML, this is the okay. You also can access through the XML file. Yeah? So you can use the resources. You can access resources and display in the XML file. Later on, I will show it to you. Okay, next one is the access to application resources. Okay, each resource is associated with the identifier, and that is composed of 2 parts. Okay, the resources type and the resources name and value. Yeah. And identifier must be a unique one. There are 2 ways to access resources. Number 1, from Java file or from the XML file. Okay. Example here. This is the package name. Remember, don't try to put space between the name, okay? Because it doesn't work. So you have to put underscore. Okay? The name of package, which is the resources is located, or resources type is the name of the resources type. How about the resources name? Is either the resources file name without the extension. Okay. Example here. I have here. I have a color. I have string name, I have string name again, okay, and then I have string string name here is the label button, and the string value which is the submit. Okay, for the color here is this is the red color. Okay, so but in order to call, I can use this one red here, or label text hello world. All right, this is you can save it into the string XML. Okay, for color maybe you can save it into the color. Yeah. And then for the main XML, okay, you can use this one, add string, okay, label text, and then Android text color, add color, slash, and then this is the string name, the string name in the resources, and this is the resources type. Let me show it to you, yeah. Example. Okay. Example, I add another text view here. All right. Okay. Okay, I put bottom, yeah, under hello world like this. All right, so here I can change. Okay, let's say I want to use this one hello. Right, I want to use these resources, but I want to change into the XML one. I click this one, so it goes to the here. This XML file, yeah. Okay, in the text view here, I want to change. Okay, I save under string, so just add string hello. So this one, okay, it show the XML what you call the output, yeah, will show the string value that you store into the resources here. Hello, here I want to display hello guys. So when I click the XML file here, and then I call add string hello, okay, this one I can see hello guys, right? Same like in the color, okay, example here, I declare a color and then name my red, okay, and then this is the value, okay, a red color, okay, right? And then if I want to set here, I can type Android color, right? And then I can choose this one. So I want to access the resources from color, and I want to use my red here. Oh, I changed this one, yeah. Copy this one. The second one. Okay. So I'm accessing the resources under a string folder. Under a string XML and then color XML. So which is I call my red. So you can see here, this is the text here is the add string slash hello, which is the hello guys, and this is your color that you declare inside the color here. Right. Okay, this one same. Okay, access to application resources Java. Okay, this is the, in order to access through the Java, you can use r.resource type and resource name. Example here, final string hello, get resources, get string r string hello. Right. So means that we are going to get the string value, okay, from the resources. Okay. So and then we save it into the string hello here. So we are accessing the resources dot get string our class, okay, string dot hello. Hello here is hello guys, right? So hello guys will be saved into string hello here. Same like the get color resources, okay, final integer color, get resources, get color, are color, my red, for example here, then you will get the red number, yeah, here, and save it into the color. All right, same like the load custom layout. Let's say you have more than one layout, okay, so you can load your layout and then set the content view r.layout, which one you want, okay, layout number 1, layout number 2, layout number 3, and so on. For the set text on the text view object using resources ID, okay, you can use like this, okay, find view by ID r ID label 1 and message text view dot set text r dot string. This one you are accessing a string, okay, dot label text. So means that you this is the link, okay, Java and the XML file, and then you set text, okay, with the string value that you declare in the string XML, which is a label text. So it will be change the text. Clear? Any one of you have a question? Where is it? Is it clear?
Yes, doctor.
All right. If you have a question, don't hesitate to interrupt. Okay, this is still too simple. This is you can access through Java file. You also can access through the XML file. Okay. But for the Java, you can use get resources, get string. Okay, get resources dot get color. Okay. But for XML file, you can use this one. Okay. You can use this one, add string, okay, add color and slash your color name, okay, then you can get the color value. All right, this is
Doctor.
Yes.
So that previous slide,
This one.
this one, can we use this on Java file?
Oh, this one is used. This one, add string. This
Yes,
is XML. This is XML. But for Java, this one, get resources dot get string r dot string hello. If you refer to my code, okay, hello here, the value is hello guys. Then you can set text to others. This is how to get the string. This one is totally different with the XML. For XML, you can use this one, Android text add string label text. But for Java, you have to use final string hello equal to, this is the variable, hello. You can change your variable, get resources, get string, r class, okay, dot string. Okay, this is the string here is the string XML file in your resources, and this is the string name. Okay. The value will be stored into here, this variable.
Oh, okay, Doctor.
Totally different, yeah.
Doctor,
Yes.
so in resources that only consists 3 XML only, string, color, and layout.
Color, string, style.
Style is layout. That is layout.
No, layout is different. style like this. Yeah, I will show it to you. Style. Yeah. For example, I have a style custom text like this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Actually, this one is the letter of. Okay, but I will explain it to you. For example, I declare a style like this. Okay, this is under style. Okay. Here I have a style name is a custom text. Okay. Inside my style, which the style name is custom text, I want to declare the text size is 20. Okay. And then text color is a blue color, or I can make it red or based on your preference, right? So this is the package like this style here. Okay, in order to use in the XML file, okay, into the layout file, you can do like this. Example, I drop another one button here. Okay, I just change the what they call the text, okay, and also text size and also the color, right? Color will be blue, right? Yeah, this one. Text size is 20. Okay, text color is blue here. So you can do like this. Okay, let me constrain layout like this. Oops. Example. Okay, so when you click this one, okay, you can see here. This is the widget type is a button, right? Okay, you can type here style, and then this is your custom style here, which is I am accessing under style XML style here / custom text. So can you see the size? The text size will be what we call change, and then the color will be blue. You can see here. Can see here, this is a blue, and then and the style here, text size and also color. You can add more here if you want. Okay. Once you create your style here, you don't need to you don't need to set up one by one. Yeah. So you can call this style. Okay. Let's say you have 3 buttons. Okay. You already create. This is another button, for example. Okay. Can you see this is the default one, and this is your custom style. So if you have more than one activity, example, this is only one activity, right? You have more than one activity, and then you don't need to set up one by one. Okay, button. Okay, here this default. I have to type again. Okay, color. Okay, and then size. What else? Then others. The properties here. Okay, whatever the properties here can be set into the style here. Gravity. Okay, what else? Input type here. It is a number, font, or which one? So you can set all of these things. Okay? So once you create more than one button, let's say you have 10 buttons, so you don't need to set up one by one. You just click one of the button and then just type here style, add style custom text. It refer to this one. Okay, style, and this is your custom. So you just declare once, and then you can call many times for all your button. Do you get my point? Hello?
Yes, Doctor.
All right. Okay, let me proceed. Okay, this one, resources type, string and array. Okay. Okay, there are a few type of resources. Okay, string, integer, array, Okay, and any file in the resources, you can use r.string, and the keyword here is the string name. Okay, then in order to get the string value associated to a key. Integer, same, r dot integer and the key. Array, r dot array and the key, and so on. And this one is array for string, and another one is array for integer. The difference is the XML tag here, string array, and this one is integer array. Okay, let me show it to you. For example, I declare the resources like this. Okay, string name, application title, label, hello world, and so on, integer name. Okay, but for string array, you can use the string array like this, string dash array, okay, and the name array. Okay, and then you just call this one, then you can get this one. All right, integer array, okay, value array, item 1, item 2, and so on, and close integer array. Okay, this is the example on the array in the string and array in the integer. In order to access here, you can use final string hello, like this one. Or in order to access the string array, this one, final string, okay, open bracket here, open parenthesis, okay, and then make it empty, okay, and then this is your variable that you want to store, okay, and equal to get resources, get string array, this one, and class r dot array dot name of your array, okay, and for the access the integer array value, you can use final integer parenthesis, okay, not parenthesis. What do you call this one? Open, parenthesis, and then the variable, okay, get resources, get integer array, okay, r dot array, and the value of the array. Okay, and this is the array, what you call array name. Okay, this is array name. Then your value will be stored into this one, and this is the data type as an array. Same like a double. Okay, you can store it, get a double array. Same. Okay, another one is the layout. Okay, let's say you have a different layout here. You can use R layout key, and then this is define a layout of your screen, animation, and menu here. Okay, and color, R color, R dimension. Let's say you have a different dimension. Okay, style here. Just now I show it to you. Okay, R style. Okay, theme and style used by application or by a component. Okay, this is the example in the style, XML style. Example here, I declare a color name, okay, and then color name red transparent, okay, different, okay, and then here when you declare here, basically you can define based on this syntax rule, okay, hashtag RGB, hashtag transparency, okay, RGB, hashtag this one is red, green, and blue, or this format. Okay. From the Java, okay, you can declare like this: integer red transparent equal to get resources, get color, and then r dot color. This is your XML, color.xml, and then this is your color name, red transparent. Then your color value will be stored into red transparent here. Okay, and then code. Sometimes you can see px here, which is a pixel unit, inch unit, millimeter unit, pt point of 1 divided by 72 inch. Usually we use this one, px or ps. Okay, and this one, this is the popular one, dp. Okay, dp. This unit are relative to 160 dot per inch. Okay, on 1 dp is equal to 1 pixel unit. All right. Just now I'm using SP. Okay, so you can use all this code. Okay, in order to measure the pixel density. Yeah, for displaying the in the front. Yeah. Okay, this one example here, resources. Okay, dimension. Okay, text view. Okay, you set the text view height 25 dp, and then dimension text view width is 150 dp. Okay, and font size is 16. Okay, SP. SP here is a same like yeah, it's same like DP lah, but it's about the independence from pixel density of a display. All right, this is the your value. Then you can call this one. Applying dimension to attribute into the XML layout. So there are two. Yeah, you declare the resources here under my value XML. Okay, and then in the XML you can call layout height at dimension text view height. Okay, usually you make it wrap of content or what we call match parent, right? Layout with match parent, layout with wrap of content. But you can declare like this. Declare very specific number, which is the static. Okay, width 150, height is 25. So if you have the same edit text, so you can call this resources name, for example. So dimension slash text view height. This is the name of your dimension that you state here. All right, clear, yeah? This is before this you playing with the wrap of content and then match to parent, but this one you can declare in your resources, then you can call many times. All right, next is the style is set of attribute that can be applied to a specific component of the UI or the whole screen or application. And a style in the XML resources that is referenced using the value provided in the name of attribute. Style can be organized in hierarchical structure, and style can inherit properties from other style through the parent attribute. Example here, I have inherent to the parent, which is the style text. So I can also access the text, okay, style under style text here, okay, and then I want to make it under style custom text here. Applying a style to a view in the XML layout using style custom text. So actually custom text here inherent to the parent of the text style. Okay. Under the custom text, you have this one, text size, text color. Maybe for the text you have set the others attribute, okay, but you also can access it. Okay, so from your custom text here can access the text. Yeah. You add on this one, okay, text size and color, then you can use it into the XML layout by using style custom text. So custom text here is text size, text color, and the other thing inside the text here. So inherent. Okay. Okay. Next one is a drawable. Description here, it is used to image, to store the image and everything that can be drawn. The detail can be found developer Android guide topic resources drawable resources. It's a general concept for a graphic that can be drawn on the screen, image, okay, icon, okay. And then this is the type of drawable. Example here is a bitmap, okay, such as a PNG, JPEG, GIF, okay, file. And then Android create the bitmap resources for any of these files saved into resources / drawable directory. So this layout XML apply the file my image PNG, okay, save into drawable. So if you look at the XML file here, you can see the Android source here. So means if and then a point to the drawable / my image. This is your image that you stored under drawable. All right. For the Java, you can call drawable, draw the variable, okay, equal to resources. You are trying to access the resources, okay, dot get drawable r class drawable dot my image. So you will save it into draw in the Java file. Okay, this is the XML file. This is the Java file. This is how do you access the image and the drawable in XML. This is in Java. All right. Okay. That time we remember that when you save the image here, don't put space. Okay. You have to use underscore, okay, in order to avoid the error. All right. Okay. This is the example uses alias to the raw bitmap file and specify additional properties such as dithering and link here. So you can use this one, okay, this example, and some properties of XML bitmap, okay, Android source, Android and anti-alias, okay, Android dithering, okay, Android filter, and Android gravity. Gravity to your position, yeah, your image, whether you want to put on the left, center, right, or maybe you want to make it top, bottom, or center. Okay. Filter, dithering, and so on. You need to explore this one. All right, this is the type of drawable. Okay, scale a drawable that change the size of the another. So I skip this one. Okay, this is the XML and raw. All right, used to define the resources for which no runtime optimization must be performed. Example is audio and a video file. They can be accessed on a stream of byte, okay, by using Java input stream object. Example here is a input stream. This is the variable, okay, equal to get resources dot open raw resources r dot raw video file. Okay. Raw here resources accessible through the R class but not optimized. All right. For the alternative, Android application might provide alternative resources to support the device configuration. For example, you have a different language and Android detect the current device configuration and load the appropriate resources for application. Example here, you can create the resources name and then configuration qualifier. Save the respective alternative resources in the new directory. And here, qualifier is a name or specify an individual configuration for which these resources are to be used. Okay. Example here is values IT. Okay. Values for the IT local here, or value EN, or value for EN local. This one example, the value MCC configuration and MNC. Okay, it show the mobile country code. Okay. Let's say your mobile country code from China, it can be detected here. Language and region, okay, and so on. All the properties. You may not all use all of these things, but you may select the popular ones such as MCC and MNC to get the country code, yeah, for your devices. So you can set your language to a certain language that appropriate to the country code. So this is the alternative matching. Okay, eliminate a qualifier that contradict the device configuration. Identify the next qualifier in the table, MCC first, then MNC, then the language. Then you can detect the language that's suitable. Do any resources directory use this qualifier? If yes, eliminate directory that do not include this qualifier. If no, identify and continue until only one directory for the desired resources is left. Okay, this is the example, device configuration, local, its screen orientation, port, equal to port. Screen pixel density, or the device use HDPI. And the device provide no touch screens. Okay. The primary key input method is 12 key. So from this device configuration, you can define, okay, you can define the image resolution that you want to display in this device. You also can define the language that you want to use based on this configuration. Then you can also eliminate unnecessary. Okay, and then we can see, and the best practice is provide default resources for your application. Alternative resources based on the target market that for your application, and avoid unnecessary resources alternative. Okay. So activity, what is started by the device, it contains the application information as a method to answer a certain event, and an application could be composed of multiple activity. Of course, you don't only have one activity. Maybe you can create multiple activity. You can create more than one. Yeah. We call activity screen state, and Android maintain a stack of activity. Stack means starting from the what do you call, from the top one. Okay. If you have more than activity, okay, you have to proceed at the top first. Okay. Then you can go to the others activity. Yeah. Unless you set the top to the certain activity, of course they will follow the stack of the activity. And this is the activity life cycle. Actually, once you launch, okay, you create this one. You call this function on create. Okay. On create, and then you start. If you look at here in the Java file here, once you create the mobile apps, actually you call this class. You create this class on create. Like this. So you create this one. Okay, after that you can on start. Okay, here next is on resume. Okay, and then this is the activity running when you compile. Okay, if you have another activity comes into the foreground, and you can on pause, and then you resume again, and then when you stop, okay, activity is no longer visible. It means you stop here. Here you the application process can be terminated, or maybe you can restart again. Okay, and then after activity is finishing, means you are going to call this on destroy, means you are going to close your application. Then activity shut down. So this is the general. Then you can refer to the detailed explanation about the activity lifecycle. Here you can refer to developer.android.com. All right, this is the this is actually this one. Okay, we want to make it more what we call step by step. Okay, once you create this one on start visible. Okay, you can resume the visibility. Maybe you what we call ask a user to key in the data. So here in this stage. Okay, and then you also can pause partially visible. Maybe you just show half a process that can visible to the user, and then you can also stop the application, and you can also close it. Okay, need to implement every single method? No, it depends on the application complexity. And why it is important to understand the activity lifecycle, so your application does not crash, and then while the user is running sometimes else on the smartphone, and then so your application doesn't consume unnecessary resources. Make sure this one under what we call here resources. Make sure you use it. Okay, don't make unnecessary resources, because when the Android compile, they check one by one this one. If you have unnecessary resources but you put here, it consumes a time. Okay, make sure you can declare the resources here, and it is useful. Yeah, and then user can safely stop your application and return to it later. Okay, you can stop and you can play again. Okay, and this is the activity. There is more than one way to intercept the event from a user interaction with your application. The most important method is defined is onCreate, this one. Okay, once you onCreate means you start the activity. Okay, activity class take care of show the main screen and enable user to place the required user interface. Okay, and this is all subclass of activity will be implemented based on two methods: onCreate to initialize the activity and passing a bundle object called save instant state. Pause here is to deal with the user leaving the activity. And the main activity by default has no data, okay, but users still have to pass it on the inherent onCreate method. Okay, and then set content view to pass an integer indicator to specify the described XML layout to be viewed. So you need to use this one, set content view, in order to describe the XML layout to be viewed. This one. This one. Right. Okay, and then the R object, okay, is constructed by a system. Okay, for example, R.layout activity main allow the set content view method to find the activity main XML layout file to be written as an integer value. So basically, if you make it here R layout main activity, they will proceed this layout activity main. Okay. But if you have multiple activity, you can set here inside the manifest here. You can set which activity that you want to launch. Okay. Here you can see here is a main activity, and then you put intent filter, and then as a main, and it is the first launch. Okay. All right. And this is the library. Okay. Basically, the Android can import the library. You don't need to declare. Okay. Automatically generated once programmer type the word, button, edit text, or other widget, they will automatically generate. Sometimes error. Okay, it will be red color. Then you need to press Alt enter. Then it will be imported. Yeah. Okay, and then this is the object declaration. This is a link to Java object with the widget. Okay, and this ID, it is important for you to change the ID of each view, okay, or widget or layout inside the XML file corresponding for the UI. This is the unique. Yeah, suppose it is a unique ID, and it is used to link between widget and Java. Right. Okay, this is example, our exercise. Okay, and then this is the first method here. You add the set on click listener under button, and then you declare one by one like this. Or you can create a function which is a public void minus, okay, view v, okay, and then you declare this one, and then you pass minus this one, okay, minus here, put here. Once user click button, this one, you can put here, and then you can remove this one, all of this thing. Okay. You can declare one by one, or you can make it function like this. Okay. All right.